Hey guys, I just wanted to take a quick minute here and talk about the new rewards cards because we know that the Lord Arianthus, the Hobgoblin, the Mushroom Seer, and I'm missing one, Flame Imp, I think, are getting towards their printing limit, so they're going to be replaced. And Yaba, in his update of many other things, also included the new reward cards. So. Here's my take on it anyway. And we at this point in time we haven't actually seen these become produced yet, but they should be coming soon, maybe next season or so. So first up is the Furious Chicken. So despite being a mostly ridiculous card with an enrage ability that will almost never get used, as the first and only 0 mana cost card in the game, the Furious Chicken should be an auto include whenever you have a low mana cost match and a free spot available on your team. So, yeah, this is not going to be a make or break card for anybody, but places it will be useful is on Super Sneak and on melee can attack from any position, and also you can use it as a buffer, sort of like a weak Divine Shield, where it'll take a hit, and that might be useful, and for 0 cost. If you have the slots available, why not? But the major reason this is going to be a great card is the gold cards, because if you have, each gold card that you add to your lineup increases your Dark Energy Crystal collection, assuming you win, by 10%. So make your lineup, make it as good as you can, and then if there's an extra slot, throw in a gold chicken, because that will boost your Dark Energy Crystals. Now, obviously, this is a neutral card, so when the rule set is taking sides, or if there's no melee available, or if it's a high mana match and you've used up all the slots, there are cases where you won't be able to use this particular card. But I figure between all the exclusions and everything, you'll increase your Dark Energy Crystal collection by 6 or 7% just by using gold chickens. So I think that's going to be the major use case of the chicken. But those other things, taking a single shot, that's great. I don't see how the Enrage is ever going to get triggered because it only has 1 health. Maybe if you have it with some strengthens, and then or with on an Earth team where it gets a little bit extra health, and it only gets like 1 hit, then maybe. But chances are that's not going to be too often. If you have a super sneak or something, take the free 2 attack if you max it out. But for the gold, you just need 1, and that'll do it. So I think there's going to be a lot of demand for that one. So then we have the Beetle Queen. So I'm a big fan of this. I like the Fire Splinter. It's one of my favorites. And so we have Tank Heal and we have Inspire at max level. So the attack is at least at higher levels, is 2 magic. It's a 4 mana. It's got a shield. It's got some health. Speed is decent. So Matt's comment is, yes, you've read that right. The Fire Splinter is getting a tank healer. The Queen also has a nice magic attack and gets Inspire at max level to give a boost to the melee attackers on your team. So I think this is going to be a good replacement for the Enchanted Pixie. So at least when I play Fire, I like to use Enchanted Pixie because it has the Inspire. It also has a 1 or 2 magic attack. It's 3 mana versus 4, so there's a bit of a disadvantage there. But for the heal, I mean, I think that's a clear winner if you had to choose between the two. If you have enough space, then enough mana in the game, then maybe you do both and get that double Inspire, and throw a Play-Doh in there, and you can stack those things really high if you have a mind to. So I think that's a good addition to the Fire. The Naga Windmaster. So Naga Windmaster has a new ability called Headwinds, which reduces the ranged attack damage of all enemy monsters by 1 point, though it will never reduce below 1. This should help the Water Splinter fend off some of those nasty Prince Renan teams. The Windmaster also gets the Shatter ability, which destroys all the target's armor when hit with an attack, and Poison at max level, which should be a worthy addition to many Water Splinter teams. Again, so we got 4 mana cost. Ranged attack is from 1 to 2. Speed is 2 to 4. No armor. 3 to 4 health. And the interesting thing is that the headwinds start at level 1, so that's a nice card. I mean, if you're going up against a team, either it's going to be Prince Renan, with the +1 range attack, or if you have the matches where everybody gets snipe, or also when we get into the shatter ability, at levels 5, if you are going against the life team, or you're going against even another water team, or your rule set is everybody gets 2 extra armor, that will be pretty useful. So a solid card. I don't think it's going to be quite as in demand as the Gold Chicken or the Beetle Queen. And then, as the replacement for Lord Arianthus, we have Unholy Spirit. So this is a Death Splinter card. So Death needs a buff, definitely, and especially at higher levels. It's by far the weakest splinter, and you can see that in the win-loss rates of the different splinters in the Diamond and Champion leagues. So at only 2 mana, this card is an unusually powerful legendary that should hopefully help breathe some life into the Death Splinter. In addition to the new Headwinds ability described above, it has Flying, Demoralize, and another new ability called Blind, which reduces the hit chance of all melee and ranged attacks by 15%. For those of you about to call OP in the comments, keep in mind that it only has 1 health, even at max level, so if it goes up against a monster with Magic Reflect or a card with opportunity like the Feed Dish Harpy, it's not going to last very long. So I think that's a fair balancing act. Death, the main problem with Death is that they have very low health just across the board. Demoralize is good. The Blind is really interesting because, a lot of times speed and your percentage chance of landing your attack has a significant effect on the outcome of the match. So if you are, if you have like a 2 speed differential, or if your defender has flying or dodge, then it becomes that much harder to hit, and that much more likely to hit the other one. So that can change the balance of a match pretty extremely. And it's only 2 mana, so for legendary that's fantastic. It has 1 magic attack, 6 speed, which is pretty good, especially for Death. No armor and 1 health. And you can see that at level 1 it's just flying. At level 2 it gets demoralized. Level 3 it gets the headwinds, and level 4 it has the blind, which I think it's kind of hard to make out the icon, but I think it's supposed to be like an eye patch or something. I'm not sure. So I think this will be a good addition to Death Splinter, but I don't think it's going to be game-changing, really. It might increase the win rate a little bit, couple percentage points, but I think that's going to be about it. So by far, the best 2 out of the 4, I think, are going to be the Furious Chicken and the Beetle Queen. And the Furious Chicken for income potential with the golds, and the Beetle Queen for just winning with fire. Having a tank healer is great. So those are my thoughts. If you if you disagree or think I'm out to lunch, leave me a comment below. Oh, there is one other thing. If you are interested in getting some of these before everybody else, so TC is pre-selling the new Splinterlands rewards card. So he's got his Automaker service, and he runs Herons Unlimited. So he has a ton of rewards cards, and you can actually buy them for deck, with the pre-sale, which is really interesting. So I know I've sent in an order for gold chickens already, and hopefully those will start to come out, and I'll get those and send them to my players and let them increase their earnings, and my earnings too. So 6-7%. That's nothing to sneeze at. If you're doing if you're in the higher leagues, or if you're in the delegating situation, then that can add up pretty quickly. So that's it for the moment, and we'll keep it on and see how this affects the meta, as they say. Talk to you next time.